welcome back to the Illinois Fighting Illini Dynasty. We are here from Champaign at Memorial Stadium as the Fighting Illini will host the number 5 ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers. Nebraska coming into tonight with an 8-0 undefeated record, sitting atop the Big Ten West Division along with number 6 Purdue and number 4 Wisconsin. All three of those teams 8-0, 5-0 in Big Ten play. And then you have Illinois sitting at 4-1 in conference play, just one game behind those three teams at the top. And these teams will all be playing each other in the final weeks. And this is how we'll kick it off tonight. Of course, there will be a handful of prospects visiting for Illinois. So as always, impressions are to be made. Last year, Illinois won a 33-30 game against Nebraska on the road in overtime when Nebraska was ranked number 9. That was arguably the biggest win of the season for Illinois last year. And these two teams have played close games in the past. And I expect the same tonight as Nebraska comes in with the number 3 ranked defense in the country. But their offense will take the field as Sevion Morrison, the running back for the Huskers, he can run the ball pretty well, along with their quarterback, Luke McCaffrey, who's a 5th-year senior. This offense, they like to run a lot of options, a lot of quarterback runs. And McCaffrey can also throw the ball as well, as Ronald Tompkins will get the first handoff of the game from scrimmage. And now jumping ahead a play after that first down, it's 2nd and 10. And it's going to be a read option, and McCaffrey on cue will try to run it. He breaks the tackle, and he will be down after a 4-yard gain. So now quickly it's 3rd down and 6 for Nebraska. Illinois sends a blitz and McCaffrey will loft it to the right side, and he's got Fleming on the sideline. And Fleming will convert the 24-yard reception, and Nebraska is across midfield. Jumping ahead a play, it's 2nd down and 12 now. It's going to be a handoff to Morrison, and it looks like he tripped over his own lineman and is dropped for a 4-yard loss. What a break for Illinois as this defense will try to get off the field here. 3rd down and 16. Illinois drops back into zone as McCaffrey has all day. He's going to step up and fire downfield, and it's knocked down by Tyler Strain in the end zone. Great defense from Illinois. Good job by Tyler Strain. And Nebraska will punt it away. So now the Illini offense, who led a big comeback victory against Iowa last week, will get on the field. 2nd and 14. It's a handoff to Hayden, who goes up and makes it 3rd down and 1. Deuce Spann played a very impressive game last week, and he'll look to continue that as Chase Hayden makes a nice couple beautiful cuts there. And he picks up 10 yards. Chase Hayden had a big rushing touchdown last week against Iowa that went for 87 yards in the 4th quarter. That pretty much iced the game. 2nd down and 9 now. DeLayvin Campbell will get the handoff, and he tries to spin, but he's going to be brought down for only a 1-yard gain. So now it's going to be 3rd down and 8. Spann making adjustments at the line. Spann's dropping back, and he's going to fire to the left side, and he's got DeLayvin Campbell. And Campbell will convert and pick up the first down. Nice job from number 19 there, and Deuce Spann, who waited for Campbell to get open and puts Illinois across midfield. Hayden now on 1st down, cutting his way upfield as he does every play. And he picks up 5 yards, but Chase Hayden looks like he's hurt. And he is down, so we'll see what happens with Chase Hayden. But for the meantime, it'll be Reggie Love in at running back, and Spann will keep it on a read option. And Spann, using those legs, will pick up 11 yards and get the first down. As I mentioned earlier, Spann played his best game last week against Iowa. And we'll see if he can do that today against a very good defense. This is a defense that's ranked number 3 in the country. As that dump off to Reggie Love will go for 11 yards to pick up a first down. And with Chase Hayden having a strained shoulder on that previous play, they're going to decide to keep in Reggie Love for the meantime. So we'll see when Chase Hayden can get back into this game, probably later on. Spann will flip it out at the last second on this 1st down play to Reggie Love. That was dangerous, and that goes backwards. That's a 5-yard loss as Quentin Newsome makes the tackle. Newsome is one of the best players at corner on this Nebraska defense. That is very good. 3rd down and 13 now for Illinois. Spann rolling out to his right, and he's going backwards, and with a man in his face, he's going to fire it out of bounds. And this Nebraska defense forces a field goal opportunity. This one is straight down the middle, a 37-yarder for Reggie Mathis, and he puts it through. And Illinois gets off to a 3-0 lead at home. Not the worst start on the offensive drive for Illinois, if you ask me, as they take the lead in this game. And now Nebraska will look to respond as McCaffrey gets hammered there on that option. He's going to look to keep it once again, and he breaks another tackle. He breaks two, and McCaffrey will refuse to go down as it takes 3 Illini to bring him down on that play. McCaffrey running with a sense of purpose tonight. On 2nd down and 10, he's going to run it once again, and he sheds another tackle. McCaffrey is looking like Derrick Henry right now, the way he's running the ball. And on 1st down and 10, this time he gets absolutely laid out by Cornelius Taylor. As Taylor, you can see maybe a little bit of sense of frustration with that hit, as McCaffrey has ran the ball on this Illini defense about 5 times in a row up until that play. So now 3rd down and 3. McCaffrey trying to draw Illinois off sides. He's going to actually look to throw, and he finds Fleming on a crossing route. And Fleming will get another 1st down, and Nebraska converts. So now we jump ahead a play. It's 2nd down and 4 from the 20-yard line. Illinois sends the blitz. McCaffrey's hit as he throws, and he fires it out of the back of the end zone. And that's incomplete. McCaffrey now just 2 of 6 throwing the ball early on here. Into the 2nd quarter now. It's 3rd down and 4. And they're going to try to set up a screen, but Beeson comes in at the last second and knocks it away. What a play from Beeson. You could see it was a late developing screen for Nebraska, and Beeson read it perfectly and knocked that one down. So now 4th down and 4. This is a 37-yarder for Nebraska, and they put it through. That is right down the middle. Quentin Daniels, the kicker for Nebraska. He's one of the best in the country. And Nebraska more than happy to settle for the field goal there, as it's now 3-3. Now the Illini offense back to work. Span looking to throw. He's going to fire to the left side. He's got Cumbie, but they say he's out of bounds. They're going to review this play, and that one looked pretty close to me. Cumbie running a post route, and he might have dragged his left toe in there as he caught the ball. And they're going to reverse the call, so they say Cumbie was in bounds, and Illinois will get the 1st down. So now 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Span changing the play at the line, and he's going to fire it downfield, and it's going to be underthrown and intercepted by Farmer. Oh, DeLavin Campbell had to step on his defender downfield, but that was Miles Farmer, the safety, who came in at the last second. And that ball was just underthrown, and Farmer made a nice play on there and picked that one off. So a tough break for Illinois and Deuce Spann, who's definitely learning as he's only making his 3rd career start tonight. But that essentially works as a punt, as the defense will have to go back on the field and get back to work. 3rd down and 5 now, as Illinois sends the blitz, and McCaffrey will wait, and he fires it off to the safety valve, Morrison. And that'll get a 1st down. McCaffrey will hand it off to Morrison here on 2nd down and 8, and Illinois is all over that. So that'll make it 3rd down and 9. Prince Green with the stop in the backfield, and you can see both teams favoring the run game as it's 3rd down and 9, but McCaffrey will look to throw. He's going to fire to the outside, and it's going to be knocked down. Great defense there from Beeson once again, who's made a few big plays here. Big stops on 3rd downs, and that'll force a Nebraska punt. A lot of big-name defensive players in this game making plays. And now the Illini offense will look to rebound after that Span interception. They're going to continue to work on the ground as Span will keep it and go up for 10 yards. Last year in that thrilling game against Nebraska, Illinois really made a living on the ground running the read option. And it looks to me like Illinois is kind of using that similar game plan tonight, as Chase Hayden will go up for 11 yards, and the ground game is really humming right now. Nebraska with a really good pass defense, as we saw in that last interception. But Illinois is not having much trouble running the ball as they keep grounding and pounding with Chase Hayden, who's got 53 yards already. It seems like he's got 100. the amount of times he's ran the ball already tonight. 1st and 10 now across midfield, and Spann looking to dump it off is going to be sacked. That's a 6-yard loss, and Noah Pola Gates came flying in there, and Spann barely had any time to get rid of the ball. My goodness. 2nd and 16 now for Illinois. And they're going to run another read option, and Spann will look to keep it, and he pitches it out to Reggie Love at the last second, and Love is going down the field. Love has got some room to work with as he's going for the pylon, and he is in. Touchdown, Illini. What a run from Reggie Love. Illinois is the first one to break through tonight as the read option, the keeper by Spann, the pitch out to Love, and Nebraska was not ready for it, and Reggie Love powers his way downfield. That stiff arm at the very end there to get into the end zone, and Illinois strikes pay dirt first tonight. And this crowd right now is loud. They know their Illini beat this Nebraska team last year on the road, and they think they have a chance to win again tonight. As the defense continues to play well, it's going to be 3rd down now as we jump ahead of play. As McCaffrey will hand it off to Morrison on a draw, and Morrison's going to be wrapped up from behind by Moses Okpala. Okpala with the huge stop, and this Illini defense keeps making huge plays on 3rd down. And Nebraska will have to punt it away again. Great defense from Illinois. After the timeout called by Coach Steele, Nebraska will punt the ball away, and that one was shanked a little bit, so Illinois will start off with good field position. They have 1:30 left in the half here and 2 timeouts to work with. They're going to hand it off to Hayden, who continues to work on the ground, and that'll go for 4 yards. Of course, these are the situations where you wonder what Illinois will look to do strategically, as they've struggled in the passing game, but they haven't had trouble running the ball, as Spann will look to keep it as there is nobody open downfield. And that's what I'm talking about. The clock will continue to run as Illinois can't really afford to just abandon the passing game in these types of situations. But as Hayden gets the 1st down there, the clock is ticking, and Illinois is just barely across midfield. Spann will look to throw this time, and he's going to dump it off for Reggie Love, but Nebraska was all over that one, and that'll force Illinois to call a timeout. If you're Illinois, you'd at least be happy to get in the field goal range and make this a 2-score game going into halftime. Illinois does get the ball starting off in the 2nd half, so a score here would be monumental. Spann is going to keep it this time, and he's got a bunch of green ahead of him on the left side of the field, and he scampers out of bounds. What a run from Deuce Spann. The play action, and Nebraska was in man coverage, and they totally got parted there as Spann recognized it. What a great play, and all of a sudden Illinois is in field goal range. 33 seconds to go now. Spann looking to throw. He's going to bail out to his right this time, and once again he's got a lot of room to work with as he slides down. Great play there from Deuce Spann. Back-to-back 1st downs, and now the clock is running. 21 seconds and counting. Illinois now at the 14-yard line. Spann looking to throw. He's backing up, but he's going to be sacked. A 14-yard loss as Brian Sledge gets to him. And that's going to cost Illinois an opportunity at the end zone. And Spann trying to hurry them back up to the line. But with 2 seconds, Illinois will have to burn its final timeout and settle for the field goal. So a little bit of a missed opportunity, but if you're Illinois, you're happy to settle for the field goal here. The snap is down, the kick is up, and that one is hooking, but it goes through. Reggie Mathis 2 for 2 tonight, and the true freshman gives Illinois a 2-score lead going into halftime. Number 5 is in trouble here in Champaign tonight. Illinois with a great half of football as the defense has been outstanding. The offense has been able to move the ball a lot, and you can see the rushing yards, 139 yards on the ground for Illinois, as they have made a living against this Nebraska defense, who's been very good statistically, but hasn't seemed to figure out this Illini rushing attack. We saw the same thing last year when these two teams played. One turnover for Illinois that didn't really end up mattering, but Right now, if you're Nebraska, you're maybe a little bit worried here as Illinois gets the ball to start the second half, and Kyron Cumbie will look to make something of it as he's going down the sideline, and he's going to be wrapped up and brought down around the 48. Good return from Cumbie, and this Illini offense is back to work. 2nd down and 8 from midfield. It's going to be another option play as Spann pitches it out to Hayden, and Hayden's got some room. Down the sideline, he makes a juke, and he's going to be brought down near the 23. 88 yards on the ground for Hayden, and Illinois continues to attack with this ground game, and Nebraska has had trouble coming up with answers for it. 1st down and 10 now from the 24. Play action. Illinois looking to throw as Spann fires it off for Cumbie, and Cumbie gets around the defender and goes down the sideline, and Cumbie is down near the 4. Quick strikes and all, and Illinois is inside the 5-yard line. 1st down and goal now. I formation. It's going to be a play action. Spann looking to throw, and he's going to look for the tight end Anderson, and that one goes out of the end zone. 2nd down and goal now. It's going to be a handoff to Hayden going off tackle, and he's going to be brought down from behind. Great play there by Sledge, who's made a couple big plays. And all of a sudden, it's 3rd down and goal. Illinois failing to move the ball in these last 2 plays. Play action once again. They're going to dump it off for Rosenthal, and he's going to be tracked down short of the goal line. Wow, Illinois going with the play action there. Maybe getting a little too cute, and they fail to punch it in as they set the offense back on the field here. Spann looking to draw Nebraska offsides, and this is going to be a false start on Illinois, as I think Illinois was just trying to see if they could draw Nebraska offsides anyway. It doesn't matter, but this chip shot goes through, and Illinois will capitalize with points. And that's really all you can ask for in this type of game. These two defenses playing very good football, and Illinois extends the lead to 13 points. Now if you're Nebraska, you're ranked number 5. You have a chance to potentially win the Big Ten West. You're sitting pretty. You want to make the college football playoff and win the Big Ten, and you're down 13 now on the road to Illinois. This offense, who has been very run-happy as well, will look to be a little bit more explosive here, as on 2nd down and 3, Morrison will get the handoff, and Nebraska goes across midfield. We'll see what adjustments Nebraska makes offensively, as this Illini defense has really shut them down today. McCaffrey looking to throw, is going to loft it to the outside, and he drops it in the bucket for Alante Brown. What a throw from McCaffrey, and that's Brown's first reception of the game. Then in motion as McCaffrey will keep it once again. Where have we seen this all day, as it continues to really fluster Illinois as McCaffrey picks up 8 yards. And so now Nebraska is inside the red zone. It's going to be a read option, and McCaffrey's brought down by Darren Robinson. That time it didn't fool Illinois, and now this defense will look to force a field goal attempt potentially on 3rd down and 3. Brown in motion. They send him into the backfield, and it's going to be yet another option play. McCaffrey keeps it, and Illinois is all over it. Shaman Cooper wraps him up and brings him down. 3-yard loss, and Illinois continues the great game defensively. Nebraska refusing to abandon the read option, and this time Illinois was ready for it, but Nebraska will put up 3 points as they do match Illinois' field goal from the previous drive. So now we're back to a 10-point ball game. Illinois will get the ball now deep in their own territory as we jump ahead of play, and after that 2-yard loss on the handoff, it's quickly 3rd down and 16 now for Illinois. Not a lot of breathing room to work with here. Spann will look to throw, and he's back in his own end zone, and he's just going to take off and try to run upfield, and he's going to be brought down. That's an 8-yard gain, but well short of the 1st down marker, and Nebraska forces a quick 3 and out. Hugh Robertson will send it away from deep inside Illinois territory, and Demarion Houston will return this punt, and he's up across midfield. And that was a big sequence of events for Nebraska as they win the field position game there, and they get the ball to start here across midfield. Morrison will get the handoff as he goes to the left side. He puts down a stiff arm and goes for 8 yards. Morrison has had a few hard runs so far tonight, They hand it off to Tompkins this time, and Tompkins will pick up the first down. If you're Nebraska here, you want to get into the end zone. Morrison will get that handoff now for 13. Jumping ahead of play, it's 2nd down and 10. It's going to be another read option, and McCaffrey, making men miss in the open field, will go for 14 yards. McCaffrey now continues to have a huge day on the ground. 62 yards for him. He's going to keep it once again as he cuts upfield. He's wrapped up, and he's down near the goal line. They say he's just short. Opening up the 4th quarter now. Nebraska has the ball basically with 1 foot to go. And they hand it off to Morrison as the field was spread out, and Morrison easily walks in. And just like that, Nebraska gets into the end zone. And that's exactly what the Cornhuskers needed there, as they've been down by double digits for most of this game. Scott Frost likes what he sees from his offense here in the second half. And now if you're Illinois, the pressure is back on. Chase Hayden will get the handoff as he goes up the middle and picks up 10 yards. If you're Illinois, if it's not broke, don't fix it. 2nd down and 4 now, as Hayden will get the carry once again, and Hayden will pick up the first down. Illinois trying not to abandon the running game. That's worked very well for them, as Chase Hayden is now over 100 yards on the ground. 2nd down and 8 now. Spann will look to pitch it out as he gets clobbered. And Cornelius Miller with a huge hammer that he laid down on Spann there. And quickly it's 3rd down and 9 from midfield. You wonder if it's 4-down territory here for Illinois. Spann will look to throw, and he's going to roll out to his left. And he's going to try to tuck it and run. And he runs into his own man, is going to be brought down. And they give him the first down. Wow. That looked like a favorable spot to me, but the refs give Illinois the first down. And now we jump ahead of play as Illinois is back in business in Nebraska territory. Spann will look to keep it once again, and he lowers the shoulder and will pick up 6. 3rd down and 2 now. Illinois and Spann will go under center. Spann is going to pitch it out for Reggie Love, and Reggie Love's got some blockers downfield. Reggie Love going down the sideline, and he's out near the 10-yard line. What a play call from Illinois. They pitch it out on the short side of the field, and Nebraska had nobody on that side, and Illinois will get the first down. Illinois continuing to absolutely bleed the clock on this drive. 1st down and 10. Spann's looking to throw. He's going to loft it into the end zone. And he's got Griffin Moore. Touchdown, Illini. 3 minutes to go, and they finally strike. Illinois ran the ball, and they surprised Nebraska with a passing play, and Griffin Moore hauls it in. That could be a potential game winner. Illinois now has a 10-point lead with just under 3 minutes to go. What a drive there from Illinois. They basically milked half the clock of this quarter and ended it with a touchdown to extend this back to a 2-score game. Nebraska now trying to answer as they are truly in desperation mode now. Illinois all over that screen. It's going to be 3rd down and 7 now. Of course, you figure it's probably 4-down territory here for Nebraska, as McCaffrey will fire it over the middle to Nance. And they won't have to worry about 4th down as they convert. 1st down now. Illinois sends a blitz, and McCaffrey will fire it quickly for Alante Brown. And Brown hauls it in right as he gets hit, and Nebraska is across midfield. We're approaching 2 minutes left in this game. McCaffrey with time is going to loft it downfield, and he's got Fleming, and Fleming's going down the field, and he's brought down from behind near the goal line. A quick strike, and just like that, Nebraska is at the 1-yard line. Can the defense hold up? McCaffrey is going to try to scramble, and he's brought down in the backfield by Taylor. What a play from Cornelius Taylor, who came in on a blitz. And he gets McCaffrey by his ankles. 2nd down and goal now. The clock continuing to run. From the 5-yard line, McCaffrey will look to throw. Illinois blitzes, and he fires to the back of the end zone. He's got Hickman. Touchdown, Nebraska. This game is not over just yet. That's exactly what Nebraska need as that PAT goes up and in. So now we're back to a 3-point game. And if you're Nebraska here, you're probably going to go for the onside kick. They still do have all 3 timeouts. And we'll see what happens here. They hit the nose of the football. It bounces up right into DeLavin Campbell's arms. And Campbell will haul it in and secure the football for Illinois. A big recovery there for Illinois as they look to milk this clock out. Hayden gets the ball and he goes up for 8 yards and Nebraska will call a timeout. If you're Illinois, you're in prime position here to ice this game. A first down will virtually end it here. It's going to be Spann looking to pitch it out, and he fumbles the football. It's recovered by Nebraska. No. That's the last thing you wanted to happen if you're Illinois, and they turn it over. Oh, a mistake from Deuce Spann as he was trying to pitch the football. And number 50 read that one and knocked it away. And that's another mistake from Illinois. And now this Illini defense is all of a sudden back on the field. And Nebraska will look to try to at least tie this game. McCaffrey runs this time, and he's brought down for a 5-yard loss. Keith Randolph and this Illini defense will not back down. McCaffrey is hit as he throws. He fires it all the way downfield, and it's knocked down. Cornelius Taylor continues to come up with big plays. I'm so impressed with this Illini defense tonight, and they could potentially hold off this Nebraska offense one more time. 3rd down and 15 now for Nebraska. Trips right. McCaffrey will look to throw as he fires it outside. He's got a wide open Betts, and he's going to be tackled in the open field. He didn't get out of bounds, so the clock continues to run, and Scott Frost will call a timeout. 4th down and 6 now. This is the ball game right here. A stop would end the game for Illinois. McCaffrey looking to throw. He's setting up a screen for Morrison. And Morrison's going to bounce it to the outside. And he's got room. And he picks up the first down and more. Illinois was not ready for that screen. And what a play call by Nebraska. And all of a sudden they are in field goal range here. Quentin Daniels, one of the best kickers in the country. McCaffrey, with all day to throw, is going to fire it out of bounds, and it's 2nd down. If you're Illinois, you want to keep Nebraska desperately out of the end zone. But Nebraska now looking to at least tie this game. 2nd down, McCaffrey fires it off quickly for Morrison, and Morrison is wrapped up by Prince Green in the open field, so the clock will run. 3rd down and 2 now from about the 31-yard line. McCaffrey hurries up his offense back to the line. He's going to look to throw. He's going to fire it out for Tompkins, and Tompkins is going to be brought down by Patrick Coleman. What a play from Coleman. And he holds off Nebraska. It's 4th down and 1, and Illinois calls a timeout. If you're Coach Steele, you want to at least preserve some clock potentially for the offense to get the ball back, and we'll see what Nebraska does here. And Scott Frost is going to send out the field goal unit. Quentin Daniels will look to tie this game. This is about a 48-yarder. Snap down, kick is up, and it is good. Nebraska makes Illinois pay for that fumble, and they tie this game. 24 seconds remain, and Quentin Daniels continues the great game, puts that one through. Man, that fumble by Illinois really may come back to haunt them, but there's still time left in this game. 23-23. Spann will have 2 timeouts to work with, but 24 seconds to go. 5 wide for Illinois. Spann will roll out to his left, and he's going to try to get rid of the ball at the last second, and it's knocked away incomplete. This Nebraska pass defense has been virtually perfect tonight. And Illinois certainly has an uphill battle to climb here. 2nd down and 10 now. Spann will roll out to his right this time, and he's going to fire it out for Cumbie, who lays out and is going to drop it. And Cumbie was hit there. That one was in tight coverage, so now it's 3rd down. If you're Illinois, you want to be careful here, at least avoid turning the ball over. Span will look to throw once again. He's going to bail out to his left this time. He's being chased from behind. He fires it downfield, and it's going to be knocked down. Oh my goodness, that had disaster written all over it, and Span is lucky that one wasn't picked off. 7 seconds to go now as Illinois will just try to walk away from this unscathed and send it to overtime. Robertson punts that one up into the air, trying to bleed out this clock. Houston will return it. And the clock will expire on regulation as once again these two teams, for the second year in a row, are heading to overtime. What a game today. Nebraska with 10 points late in this game with under 3 minutes to come roaring back and tying this game. Illinois wins the toss, so they will play defense first in this overtime period. Illinois no stranger to the overtime game. They've had a handful of these under Coach Steele in this dynasty. Man in motion for Nebraska. McCaffrey will roll out to his left, and he's going to fire it out, and it's knocked away. Great play there from Jerzon Newton, who vehemently denied that play. And now it's 2nd down and 10. Illinois will blitz from the right side. It's a draw to Morrison, and he's wrapped up and brought down by Shaman Cooper. The defense once again making huge stops, and it's 3rd down and 11 now. Can they force another field goal attempt from Nebraska? McCaffrey looking to throw. He dumps it off for Morrison, and Morrison is going to be brought down by Cornelius Taylor. The defense holds up, and Nebraska will settle for the field goal attempt. Quinn Daniels has been perfect today, and he continues it. That's right down the pipe. And Nebraska, for the first time, has the lead in this football game.
Here we go.
1st down and 10 for the offense. Span will keep it on a read option, and Span will go up for 6 yards. Last year, Illinois won the game grounding and pounding with a Chase Brown touchdown at the end of the game to seal the victory. This time it goes to Hayden, and Hayden goes up for 13 yards. Illinois can smell blood in the water once again. Can they walk off on Nebraska for 2 years in a row in overtime? I expect a run call here. 1st and goal from the 6. It's going to be handoff to Reggie Love, and Love is in! Touchdown, ball game, walk-off, and Illinois beats Nebraska in overtime for the 2nd year in a row. Number 5 goes down in Champaign. What a game tonight. Don't look now, but these Illini are very much in the mix in the Big Ten West as they beat the number 5 Nebraska Cornhuskers for the 2nd year in a row. 29-26, the final from Memorial Stadium, as the Illini are not done yet. This team continues to fight. They overcame a big mistake there towards the end and persevered and won this game in overtime. A valiant effort from Nebraska. This Illini team definitely stepped it up at the plate tonight, and they, for the 2nd year in a row, beat a top 10 team. Span didn't have the best of games in my opinion, but this Nebraska defense was so good. As far as Nebraska, Luke McCaffrey, he threw for 200 yards, which honestly, I was kind of surprised by this stat line. It didn't really seem like they threw the ball that well, but the damage was done on the ground. McCaffrey with 61 yards on the ground. Sevion Morrison had a touchdown. Illinois, I thought, did a good job of containing this Nebraska ground game for the most part defensively. As far as Chase Hayden, though, once again, he continues to put up these monster stat lines. 132 yards on the ground. Span at 63 yards on the ground. And how about Reggie Love? Reggie Love had the game winner in overtime. He had 2 touchdowns tonight. A big day for Reggie Love as he got the bulk of the carries for a little bit towards the middle of the game, but Chase Hayden was able to come back and play there towards the second half. Kyron Cumby led the team in receptions with 2, tied with Reggie Love, but it was Griffin Moore with the huge touchdown reception in the fourth quarter that gave Illinois a 10-point lead before that Nebraska comeback. And as far as Nebraska, they had a little bit more volume in the passing game. But Illinois, I thought, did a great job shutting it down. As far as defensively for Illinois, Marquez Beeson, I think there was a bunch of guys that played so well today. Beeson had a couple big deflections. Cornelius Taylor had a great game. He was all over the field. Keith Randolph had a big stop. Prince Green as well led the team in tackles, and he had 2 tackles for loss. I mean, you can't just say, I continue to say about this defense, they have been so good, and the playmakers that really stepped it up tonight really impressed me. Just a lot of highlight reel moments for this defense, and they're a huge reason why Illinois got the job done and won this game and pulled off the upset at home. Illinois, of course, basically doubled Nebraska in rushing production. As far as passing, Nebraska had 200 yards, as I mentioned earlier. Illinois overcame those 2 big turnovers and won this game, which is very impressive to me. Reggie Love with the player of the game offensively. I would co-sign Chase Hayden along there as well, but Reggie Love had the 2 touchdowns. He had the game-winning touchdown. Of course, Prince Green had a huge day. A lot of guys defensively you could name here. And for Nebraska, I mean, I guess if you had to give it to somebody, I'd give it to Quentin Daniels. He was 4 of 4. He was really good. And as far as the recruiting trail, Anthony Horton commits to Illinois. As we move quickly here, this is a big get for Illinois. Horton was added to the recruiting board very late, and Illinois rings him in. A 3-star recruit out of California who will add depth to the linebacker position. And now we will shift gears here as we look ahead to the next game on the docket, as Illinois will go on the road to West Lafayette to face the number 4 Purdue Boilermakers. Purdue comes into this game 9-0, undefeated on the season, and they're just another top 5 team in the way for Illinois as they go through this gauntlet here in the Big Ten West. Purdue, very much a complete 180 of what we saw tonight against Nebraska. Purdue is number 5 in the country in points per game, nearly putting up 41. They don't really run the ball very well, number 105, but they are number 2 in the country in passing offense, and these guys can really light it up through the air. Paul Pyfiri, who was Purdue's quarterback last season, he has thrown for nearly 1,700 yards, a very good touchdown-interception ratio, but Pyfiri went down a few games ago and he has been hurt, so the backup, Mike Alamo, has been playing in the last few games for Purdue. And that really hasn't stopped them from dominating the competition in recent weeks. As you can see, Purdue, even though they won all these games, they kind of struggled at the beginning of the season. They beat Coastal by a touchdown. They beat Tulane by 5, Michigan State by 5. But then they really started to get on a roll. They beat Michigan by 10. They scraped one out against Iowa. And in the last few weeks, they beat up on rather mediocre teams, but they beat down those teams by at least 20 points. And this Purdue team seems to have hit a gear here, and they've been playing very well. Paul Pyfiri, as I just mentioned, he is hurt right now, and he is questionable to return, but Mike Alamo is the backup quarterback, and Mike Alamo has played pretty well in relief of Paul Pyfiri, and you can see Alamo has thrown for over 1,000 yards, 11 passing touchdowns, and only 1 interception in a handful of games. So even though Paul Pyfiri is questionable to return against Illinois, it says that he is probable right now. I don't think it really matters because both of these quarterbacks have put up very good numbers, so you don't put up huge numbers in the passing game without your receiving core. And you can see Malik Carr and TJ Sheffield are their 2 leading receivers. TJ Sheffield is actually the NCAA leader in receiving yards. So I'd love to see the matchup next week against Marquez Beeson and TJ Sheffield. Cal Belotto, their tight end, also is big in the receiving game for them. And this Purdue team has really put it together. They have been on a roll lately, and now they host Illinois. Purdue will be at home as they are ranked number 4 in the country. Wisconsin ranked just above them at number 3. Nebraska falls from number 5 down to number 11 after that loss against our Illini. And finally, Illinois is back in the polls. Illinois comes in at number 17 in the country at 7-2. Looking at the Big Ten West here, Illinois is right back in the mix. Illinois, of course, we discussed plenty of times that they basically need to run the table here to have a shot of getting to the Big Ten championship game. And they got the first leg of that out of the way. They beat number 5 Nebraska at home, and now they'll have to go on the road and face number 4. So it doesn't get any much easier. The game plan, of course, will be very much different from what we saw tonight against Nebraska. Two teams that have been very good but are polar opposites of each other. So now the defense will really be put up to the test. The secondary will be put to the test against this Boilermaker passing game, regardless of who comes out at quarterback for Purdue. I cannot wait for it. I think it'll be a much higher scoring game, much more offense than what we saw tonight. But Illinois is right back in the mix. I hope you guys have enjoyed this dynasty, of course. It seems like Illinois has been barely hanging on by a thread with their chances of getting to the Big Ten championship game all season. And after those two losses early in the season to Missouri and Penn State, it seems like Illinois is starting to find a little bit of a gear here. They have scathed by, they have played tons of close games, and will continue this journey as now things really get interesting as they go on the road to face Purdue. Of course, if you guys remember from last season, Purdue ran the score up on Illinois when they had already won the game in the fourth quarter, and that really ticked Illinois off. I'm sure Coach Deal hasn't forgotten about that, and I cannot wait for it. This is a rivalry game that has been quite underrated in this dynasty. These two have played very close games against each other so far in this dynasty, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I'll see you for next week as the Illini go on the road to face number 4. I'll see you guys then.